actually suing or pressing charges against another.
평화의 소녀상을 모욕하고 한국에서 온갖 민폐짓을 저질렀던 조니 소말리. 여러분께서는 혹시 기억하시나요? 아직도 한국에 있냐며 반문하는 분들도 계실 텐데요. 우리 기억 속에서 꽤 흐릿해져 버린 조니 소말리. 그런 그를 지금까지도 추적하며 주목하는 이들이 있었습니다. 바로 200만 명의 구독자를 보유한 유튜버 아토지입니다. 며칠 전 그는 오로지 조니 소말리의 재판을 참관하기 위해 한국까지 날아왔다고 하는데요. 아토지가 전한 소식 정말 기가 막힙니다. 원래 조니 소말리에게 제기된 혐의는 4건의 영업 방해와 경범죄 2건, 딥페이크 관련 혐의 2건이었는데요. 어이없게도 조니 소말리는 자신에게 딥페이크 범죄 혐의를 제기한 한 한국인 유튜버에게 역고소를 걸었습니다. 이번 재판은 철저히 비공개로 진행되었지만 현장에 있던 사람들의 증언에 따르면 분위기는 살벌했다고 합니다. 영상으로 만나보시죠.
Actually suing or pressing charges against another Korean streamer today. And we just got out of that court, and it was pretty interesting because a lot of things actually happened, and this was kind of a quote-unquote secret trial because it was never publicized anywhere, and the only reason we found out about it is because through the Korean streamers that were actually called to testify. So thankfully, they actually shared the information with us. So we ended up showing up to court here in beautiful Seoul, Korea, and it was an interesting day. What happened now was Johnny pressed charges against Yungman. Yungman is one of the people who pressed charges against him for the deepfakes. So currently, Johnny is facing 2 counts of deepfake charges. One is from the Korean streamer by the name of Bong, and the other one is from the Korean streamer by the name of Yungman. So Johnny and his legal team decided to go on the offense against Yungman because Yungman is in quite the pickle, to put it lightly, right now. So Yungman is currently in jail. Is he in jail or is he in prison?
He is in jail.
He's in jail.
No, sorry, he's in prison. He's been convicted.
Okay, so he is in prison. Okay, Yungman is currently in prison. And Johnny decided to press charges against him for 3 different things. The main things were a deepfake as well, because originally Johnny showed the deepfake of them 2 making out, and that's what Johnny is in trouble for in his current case.
Hank and Yungman making out.
It was Hank and Yungman making out. Okay, so Johnny showed Hank and Yungman making out on his stream, and therefore he got charged with distributing the deepfake. Unfortunately, Yungman, he saw that and he was venting about it on his stream, and he also showed it on his stream. So then in return, Johnny pressed charges back at Yungman, and that happened today. So it was for the deepfake. Then it was also for assault with a baton, because that was actually that clip where they ran up on him and whacked him. That was, so one of the times Johnny was assaulted, that was Yungman who did it?
Yes.
Okay, so that was for that, and then obviously the last charge then was for stalking. So he has a deepfake charge, an assault with a baton, and then stalking. That's what Johnny hit on this other Korean streamer. Now, so essentially the reason they played that Uno reverse was they wanted to come to a settlement so that Johnny could, so that Yungman wouldn't drop the charges at Johnny, because Johnny has 2 deepfake charges, which each could be 10 years in jail.
많은 분들이 아시다시피 현재 조니 소말리가 받고 있는 딥페이크 혐의, 단순한 해프닝에 그칠 수 있는 수준이 아닙니다. 한국 법정에서는 딥페이크 범죄를 매우 엄격하게 다루기 때문인데요. 현행 성폭력 범죄 처벌 등에 관한 특례법 제14조의 2에 따르면 다른 사람의 얼굴이나 신체를 성적인 형태로 합성하거나 편집만 해도 최대 5년 징역, 그걸 인터넷에 올리거나 제3자에게 보여주는 순간 형량은 최대 징역 7년까지 올라갑니다. 그리고 만약 그 행위의 영리 목적이나 보복 의도가 있었다면 형량은 무려 10년 이하의 징역으로 치솟죠. 즉, 조니가 자신의 방송에서 문제의 딥페이크 영상을 공개하고 유포했다면 단순 제작이 아니라 배포 혐의에 해당돼 최상위 수준의 처벌을 받을 수 있는 겁니다. 여기에 피해자가 둘 이상일 경우 각 혐의가 따로 적용되지만 법적으로는 형법 제38조에 따라 전체 형량이 조정됩니다. 예를 들어 한 건에서 3년형을 받으면 두 번째 건은 그 절반인 1년 6개월만 더해져 총 4년 6개월 정도가 됩니다. 아무리 여러 범죄가 엮여 있어도 실질적으로 법원이 선고할 수 있는 최고 형량은 10년 이하로 제한되는 상황인데요. 결국 이번 재판의 핵심은 조니의 행위가 단순한 실수였는지 아니면 명확한 의도를 가진 딥페이크 유포 범죄였는지를 법원이 어떻게 판단하느냐에 달려있다고 볼 수 있죠. 이 부분에 대해 언급하며 아토지는 법정에서 일어난 조니 소말리의 웃지 못할 기행에 대해서도 언급합니다. 이어보시죠.
So today in court, we had three people who ended up testifying. So first, Johnny ended up testifying, and he lied a lot, apparently.
A lot.
So what did the translators say that he lied about, or what was the main things?
I think the primary one was saying, I don't know or I don't remember, the things he clearly would have remembered. For example, who brought the baton? Who brought the baton to the fight? You know.
Okay.
Everybody knows that Hank brought the baton. It's obvious. He talks about the baton, he shows the baton on Dream, the baton is in his apartment. Johnny knows that baton very well. And they asked him, who brought the baton? And he said, I don't know.
And Yungman ended up disarming and using the baton?
That's
Is that
right.
what happened?
Hank brought the baton, and Yungman felt, I guess, threatened by the baton, so he took it, and Johnny claims he hit him.
Interesting. Okay. Obviously, this is all alleged. None of this is confirmed at all. Okay. So for Yungman, who's currently in prison, these are some serious charges to be added to his sentence. The reason Yungman is in prison is you had the whole riots here in Korea a few months ago, and essentially it was like, what is it called when they declared it was martial law was declared?
Yeah, right.
And then some rioting happened, and Yungman was one of the streamers who decided to live stream himself, go into court, and throwing bricks and cinder blocks through multiple windows at the courthouse. Obviously, not a great idea to do. But he, before that happened, was also involved in, being one of the Korean streamers who were trying to keep track and keep tabs of where Johnny was throughout the city, because they were essentially fed up with him harassing the Koreans for content. So now that's came back to bite him. So that's why he's in jail. That's why he's in prison, and that's why Johnny could then use this as a legal strategy to try to get him to settle. So first Johnny testified, then Hank testified, and we confirmed with the attorney in there that from what we can tell, they were lying. There was a lot of information that was just not accurate from them. And then after Hank finished testifying, it was Bang.TV.
Bang TV.
Bang TV. What were the main things? So there was a few key highlights that what Johnny said and what Hank said.
Johnny said. Another one of the main lies was about the deepfakes. The timeline of when they showed on Dream these deepfakes. Johnny insists since March 27th. March 27th, he met with his lawyer who asked who showed the deepfake first. He insists for some reason that Bongbong showed it before him and that Yungman showed it before him, which is not true. They both found out about this deepfake from Johnny's stream. Everybody knows the timeline, but he keeps on insisting that. He also keeps on insisting he didn't produce them, like production versus distribution. That's not what he's accused of, right? He's not accused of producing, he's accused of distributing, but he brought that up again today. I didn't make it, as if anybody cares.
And right? Was it the judge that said, hey, your story doesn't match up? It doesn't make sense?
The timeline, he said the timeline does not make sense with the facts. Because we know when these streams happen. But yeah, Johnny's, I think he believes his own lie at this point. The bottom line was that at the end of Hank's testimony and before Bang TV came in, Hank spoke of his desire to reach a settlement. And he said at first that he wanted money, but Hank as the victim of the deepfake, supposedly, and as the maybe co-victim of assault and stalking, which he claims, as if Yungman cared about him. He said he wanted a monetary compensation. Johnny, in his situation, all he wants is the deepfake charge from Yungman to be dropped. And they said they'll do anything to, what were his words?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Hank's testimony is here.
He said, I'm willing to put this behind us if both sides will drop the charges. Like, they have three. So Yungman is in a much worse situation, actually. I mean, Johnny's in the situation that he's in, but Yungman is in a situation where he's already convicted, he's already in prison, and he will be a repeat offender if he's convicted of these three charges that are very serious. Now, on the one hand, I would say that, so his wording was, I want to put this behind us, which is something you hear him say a lot. I want to put this behind me. He always says this when he says, I want to put this behind me. Right?
And I also feel like we should note that Yungman sent in 5 letters of apology letters towards the judge because of the deepfake situation. Johnny has not publicly apologized for this yet.
He has not even sent one letter. But Yungman showed true reflection. Reflection is that's what they're looking for, not just an apology.
여러분께서는 오늘 영상 어떻게 보셨나요? 오늘 전해드린 이야기도 흥미로우셨다면 좋아요와 구독 부탁드립니다. 여러분의 관심과 응원이 이 채널을 움직이는 가장 큰 힘이랍니다. 늘 함께 해주셔서 진심으로 감사드리며 앞으로도 위대한 언니 채널과 함께 해주세요. 감사합니다.